I'll be here all week. Great.
So, when you hear Garrett Southgate just talk about how devastating it was, how much it hurts to even think about the 2020 final, when you hear Declan Rice just say just how devastated England were to lose the final in 2021, you just start to think that these players cannot live with themselves if they don't learn their lessons from 2020 and they let a grand opportunity like this slip away. Because, even Declan Rice talked about a little bit, they allowed Italia too much of the ball. They sat back too much. So if this team has learned anything from playing in the final, is that you got to go for it the entire 90 minutes. And just Declan Rice saying how much it hurt, the image he said was in his head forever of seeing Italia lift the Euro trophy. He's going to want to erase that memory. So the mentality is that pretty much how I equate it to this team, this English team. They do have the experience of playing in the final. That is an advantage. But it's not like Spain are going to play scared or passive or anything of that nature. But England will definitely come into the match with a much better approach throughout the whole course of 90 minutes. Maybe you score 2 goals in the first half. England go up 1-0, but you go up 2-0 instead of 1-0 after the second minute, and you proceed to do nothing for the rest of the game. That's what's going to change in this final. They're definitely going to do things differently. So if you're the Three Lions of England, you are pretty much hungry to avoid a repeat of losing the final in 2021. The Italians with Chiellini and Bonucci lost the final in 2012. They got back to the final. They made it count. They didn't finish runner-up again. They won it when they got back to the final. So the same thing is going to happen uh, for Saka, for Kane, for Stones, for Walker, for Pickford, uh, for Declan Rice. You know, obviously there's some new players on the squad, but you have a core group of players who have experienced another title run, who have experienced the disappointment of losing in a final. Of course, not everything is guaranteed because Argentina went through an entire generation of losing 3 or 4 finals. So the nature of the game can be cruel, but then we've seen Portugal, after losing a Euro final, get back to one with Ronaldo. We saw Italia get back to one with Bonucci and Chiellini to reverse their fortune. So at least in the European Championship, we have seen a better attempt in a second opportunity to win the final. But the fact that this is so recent, that the memory is so recent, England are going to absolutely play like this is the match of their lives. Absolutely. Because what they're playing for is we know the feeling of losing, and we are not going to fucking go through this whole ordeal again. This mentality is absolutely going to fuel the charge against Spain. It's a feeling of possession that will take over. You feel possessed to win at all costs because you remember how close you got to that trophy the last time around. You're right there. You're 2 hours away. You're an hour, 30 minutes away. You're an hour away. You're 30 minutes away. You're 20 minutes away. The bottom line is you're get the job done. And it won't surprise me if England win by 2 goals, because this is a very strong feeling of losing a Euro final, and you have no idea if you're ever going to get back to another final again. And so I am looking at Harry Kane. How many years has he waited for a trophy? 2019 Champions League final, 2021 Euro final, even the Super Cup, FA Cup semifinals, second place in the league uh, to Chelsea. Uh, they were second place to Leicester, but then they didn't care about the league. Arsenal finished in third, I think, the last match day of the season. EFL Cup final, another EFL Cup final. So the one player that should absolutely play like he absolutely must get something out of it. With as talented as he is Harry Kane. But perhaps the biggest difference is that we didn't see Foden and Bellingham throughout much of the 2021 edition. So they're more playmakers that go around this time. They're more younger, dynamic defenders opposite. And John Stones and Kyle Walker are such a cohesive group of players who have experienced many matches together for both club and country. So that's what made England a strong team in the back. Kyle Walker and John Stones, you think about Chiellini and Bonucci. Their cohesiveness, many big matches in Champions League with Juventus, many Scudettos, not allowing more than a goal in a Euro match in 2021. So Chiellini and Bonucci, it reminds me of Stones and Walker kind of reminds me of Chiellini and Bonucci. Just all the matches that you have together, you're going to be very coherent unit. It will not surprise me if England win 2-0. I won't be surprised for any result. Is it going to psychologically alter you where you score in the second minute and you're playing the rest of the match like you don't want to lose it because you're aware of the fact that you've had many heartbreaks over 55 years? I feel if England score first, they're not going to sit back for the entire match. Yes, they'll defend very organized, prevent spacing, but when they do get the ball, they're just not going to pass it back and boot it to the midfield. They're going to try to get the ball moving positively forward, sideways and forward, not sideways and backwards. You can do sideways, backwards, forward, but not sideways, backwards, sideways, backwards, sideways, backwards. So just the motivation of avoiding disappointment is the biggest strength that's going to give England that edge against Spain. And I'm not going to worry at all for the kid Yamal because a Euro title is due in the future. Nico Williams and Yamal will be stronger together, especially if Nico ends up being sold to Barcelona, then you'll be teammates with Yamal. So there will be future up for Ronaldo at 19 years of age. It wasn't the end for him. When he was 19 years of age, he lost the European Championship with a team that's never won a trophy, but he managed to do so. Even if it was 12 years later, he still got it done. And just think that Yamal is 3 years younger than Ronaldo was when he lost his European Championship. So it's only going to be multiple opportunities for Lamine Yamal to win this competition, which he will inevitably at one point, is my view. But Argentina and England in back-to-back Copa America and European finals will compete for the grand final. UEFA is ready to confirm Finalissima. It will probably not be played in the United States. It's probably going to be played in Europe. They will play the Finalissima, I think around June to July. They said they would play Finalissima. Well, World Cup is not guaranteed. I mean, did the bald guy for the Netherlands? I mean, Wesley Schneider, did he win the World Cup? Great player with Inter. Yeah, it's not a guarantee to win the World Cup. Some great players just don't end up winning it sometimes, and that's just the nature of the game. Ronaldo included. But this has been very lackluster second half for Bronny James. I'm hoping that Bronny play well, but it was not in the cards. Bronny missed wide open 3-point shot. This guy not ready to play yet. I'm watching the Summer League with Bronny James. I don't give a damn. England score first, and they can soak the pressure and go on the counter. They can win 2-0. España come out to 20, so 2-0 win over Spain. That makes sense. Plus, July the 14th is 20-2 day numerology. I do too, but you don't look ready right now. It seems like Palinka's got a few more gray hairs than he did even 4 years ago. That's the nature of the pressure of trying to win a championship with GOAT King LeBron James. Or just simply get older. He's already 50, so the gray hairs start to come. Bottom line, if it wasn't going to be England, they wouldn't have made it to the final. The 2010 final is a great narrative. Netherlands, Spain rematch, Iniesta game winner. It's a good narrative. If it wasn't going to be England, they could have gone with the Netherlands. But the fact is, England make it to the final. They're a team that Messi has never faced off against. He's faced off against Spain before in friendlies, but he's never faced off against England. And the bottom line is Messi will, even if it ends up being his last trophy, end it with the high. Beating England for a major trophy. Not a major tournament, but still, Finalissima is a big trophy. To make Maradona smile in the heavens with how much he hates England. This is completely about Diego Maradona. This has the handball, the hand of God, written all over it. This has everything to do with the hand game. Messi and Argentina are going to win Finalissima in 2025. In the grand final between the winner of the Euro and the winner of the American Cup. Messi defeats England in Finalissima. It already has been written. England win after the Queen's death, Kane's first trophy, redemption, a young team of Spain needing more experience. You need to overcome adversity. There is no adversity on Spain at all. They need that period of adversity before you can write the, the climatic moments of the story for Yamal in his international journey. Sixteen combined goals in the World Cup and the Euro for Harry Kane. Should he score in the final? The women's final was rigged. The player's father died before the match. The players knew her dad died except for the player. They left open space for the Spanish player to score in the 29th minute. Carmona 29 happened the 29th minute. Everybody knew except for the player herself that World Cup final was rigged for the English women because of the Spanish player's father's death. So there definitely is retribution coming on Sunday. People who don't bet, people who don't pay attention to betting, they're just not going to sit back and take it and let two favorites win on Sunday. No. Argentina going to win. They're going to avoid the 5-1, 10-1 payouts on Colombia, yes. But fact is, everyone was betting Spain over France. Now everybody's going to bet on Spain over England. There's a zero chance they're letting two favorites win on Sunday. It's bad for business. One underdog has to win, and that so-called underdog is going to be England. I mean, I will approach England like it's a Cinderella team because nobody's given them any hope throughout the course of the tournament. Even with all the skilled players they had, they completely written off England, even when they lost the friendly against Iceland. They didn't give them any chance of winning the Euro throughout the tournament. And now they're about to win, and Maradona is going to watch Argentina beat England for the grand final of Finalissima.